Hey y'all, Matt here with Bobcat Bonsai, and this is going to be my first video from down in my new little studio setup. It's not huge, it's a very small little setup. As you can see, I'm hugging inside of this little area that I have set up to work on my trees indoors. So today we're going to work on the Lemon Thread False Cypress, and we're not going to do any repotting or anything today because the roots are right up at the top where they should be. Today we're just going to try and trim back some of the growth here and open it up for in the springtime to be moving on and making great progress. So let me get you all set up here and we'll get right to it. Alright, so I'm still working on the whole lighting thing and all that to make sure we have good lighting and limit shadows, but as you can see there's lots of shadows being cast here that I'm going to have to work on, figure out how to get them to go away. So let's start off from here. Let's just get this little tag out so that we can get inside here. From what I'm seeing, I think you're looking right at where the front's going to be, only we're going to be on a little bit of an angle like that, just a slight incline. So there's a little bit of dead. I actually have a bucket that's underneath me here too, so that I can just toss the stuff down there once I get it off. But we're going to be keeping this branch right in here because this one is solid and it's right down at the bend where I want it to be. The hard part is figuring out what to do up here. There's a whole mess of branches up here. So first things first, I'm actually going to trim down this pot. So I'm going to trim down the pot and then I will be right back with you. Alright, so now we got that trimmed off, you can see in here way better. I think I'm going to bring you down just a little bit lower. Alright, so now I'm just going to go through and trim off some of this back girth in here just a little bit, just to try and figure out something. I don't really want branches coming off of branches back in here, so we'll just trim some of these back a while. This one's growing like straight up off of it, so we don't really want that in there either. So we're just gonna nick it back. And for now, as far as this branch grows, as far as this branch grows, I think we're just gonna leave it at this length. We'll throw some wire on there here in a little bit and get some movement. So now I'm gonna get the wire onto this branch and I'm gonna get the wire running up into here, the thick wire for the trunk. The reason I'm gonna do that a while is because the trunk actually stops like right here. So we are gonna have to figure out where the new leader is gonna come from as well in order to get some good taper. But that's gonna be a spring cut, not a today cut. So let's see what we find and see where we're gonna go with it. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, so I'm using this little piece of moss right there to mark where the front of the tree is gonna be. I got the thicker wire on here and a little piece of wire here, and that's mostly just so that I can just bring this branch back just a little. Don't want to give it too much. And then I want to bring it down here just a little. And then bring it back up. And a little bit forward there. So now you can see we got a few branches that are coming in the downward direction here. So, oh, I guess I don't even really have to cut them. They'll just pop right off. So now we're getting those all trimmed up and ready to go. So when I was putting on a stick wire though, and I was rotating around, it actually gave me a really good view of over to here. And that was when I realized there's a lot more branches going on than what I thought in here. It's going to be a lot of cleaning, but there's a lot of branches going on. And I have a really good feeling that we may have some changes coming. So let's come back to this view right here real quick. And instead of taking this branch back, let's bring it forward. And then down. Okay, now let's come back over to here. Yes. Yes. I'm actually pretty happy with that right there and how it's going. Okay, so that's going to be it for that bottom branch right there. So now we're going to have to get into wiring this guy up. I mean, really, if we take it and we slant it like this, we got movement that way. This is going to end up coming off right here. Yeah, so we'll get rid of that. And that will open us up to move up into one of these other big old guys. Which even they may not be a good option. This is a tough one. Alright, well, I know I'm keeping this one for sure. So let's just clean up in here in a little crotch region and just make sure that we have nothing extra that's just gonna get in the way. So we're getting that trimmed off. Some of the girth that's just going down naturally is going to come off here. I think I actually like the way that it's moving with the movement coming through this one. So I'm going to trim off right here. And I'm actually going to take this one and trim it back. Trim off those branches right there. That's going to leave a little bit of room here for it to die back. But this is going to be the new leader for this branch, which I think will work out great. So that one's staying for sure. Don't mind me as I continue to just play with this branch that I said I wasn't going to touch anymore. Alright. So once that one's done, we're going to get rid of this one. Alright, so that opens up that space a little bit, which is really going to open us up more to the front view here. And since we are coming forward, this branch has to go because it's interrupting the whole process here of what I'm trying to get to. So now we have a good view in the front, which is fantastic. So then I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to nip off that one and try to create just a little bit of room. I'm actually going to pull off these little buds in here where it's back budding at. Let me get a good old tweak here some more. Alright. There we go. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so I just got to get a wire onto this one. We lighten this up a little bit up here. Sorry I bumped you a little bit. This one's just, it's got a cool movement, but it's just working its way right back into the middle. So we are actually gonna nip this one out as well. And then I will be putting cut paste on all of these cuts. But I left that out in the greenhouse, which is where this tree is moving to as soon as we finish this up. I'm actually gonna keep this branch for sure because I do want something in this little area. So I like that one, and I like this one. And I think I can actually pull this one over as well to get a little bit of nice movement. But then once we get in here, we need to get rid of these ones that are way back in here. They're all little, and they're not doing much for what I'm looking for here. Then I have this one, which is really growing back and across the entire tree there. So that really opened up a lot, just clearing that one out. Which then actually shows that there's even more growing going on right up the middle of it. So this thing has a ton of crotch growth, which is basically just really sticking these two together here. And since I haven't fully committed to a new front leader, not 100% sure how I want to go with it. I mean, this one actually does have some nice movement coming back in this direction. So for now, there's a good chance we were cutting this whole knob off. Let me take a look. All right, well, let me think about this here for a minute, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so sorry, I'm trying to still find a good angle to let's do this from. So we're gonna bring this up a little bit, give you a little tilt down that way. I just can't get the whole thing pulled in the way I want it to, so we brought this up a little bit more. All right, so now we've got the trunk all wired up. I know that's an absolute mess of wire. So now that we brought this one in, we're actually going to bring this one even more forward, and then we're going to bring it up, and then just really bring it and drop it down and kick it out. So a lot of these are going to get trimmed off then, but I want to have some movement to the front. Then this one's off to this side over here. So on this one, we are going to bring this one in, down, and then back up, and then back down just a little bit of movement there. So I actually have a little wire running on this piece to keep some movement in the back as well. So this back one we're going to pull there and give just a real slight twist to it. Just enough to really spread these branches in the back here. So now that those are all spread, that's going to fill in the back just a hair. Let's give it a little tilt down. Yes. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we're slowly filling it in. It looks absolutely crazy because all these branches are so long, but it's still okay with me. So now I'm going to bring this branch from here. Since this one's here, this one's towards the front, I'm going to bring this one. I've got all these, and these are most likely all going away come springtime. I just really don't want to do any more cuts on this tree right now, so I'm not going to. But this one I'm going to bring down and just really twist it and do a slight kick up there. And one last downward movement. So just to kind of get a little more crazy in there. So following up through, you can now see let's get my finger out of your way. The trunk's going to run up through here and then up and then to there. So this is going to be the new leader. I'm leaving this on now for growth to help thicken up just a little bit. Since we are coming this way, I'm going to take that over and then back. I'm actually going to take that to the front, or backwards and then back forwards again. Yes, just give a little bit of extra crazy in there. Then I have one more branch that's in the back here that I'm taking down. And I'm just going to pull this one down and then bring it back up and then bring it down. So for right now, it looks a little bit crazy, but that's what we're going to go with. The moss is now no longer a good mark of my front. Give me 1 second here. My wire broke super loose down there at the bottom. All right. There we go. Get it to weep down. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I know it's hard to see right now, but I think come springtime, when I get a lot of this stuff trimmed back on it, it's going to give us way more looks. Let's see though. Wow. Instead of adding movement to it, I just took movement out of the entire thing. Yeah, that didn't help too much at all, so we'll just bring it out. We'll bring it out and let it do its own thing, and then I'll worry about getting that wire all moved around once we are getting the main trunk all wired out, once we get everything else finished up with it. So what all did I mess up there? Okay, that's coming there, here, here, here. That one's down low in the back. This one's here. Bring it down. Boop, boop, boop. Happy, happy, happy. Gonna take this all the way back and then bring it forward. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Let me give you a little tour around here now. I think we're going to go with this as the front right here. So we've got that. Just taking it around through the sides. The back looks way too full because that's where all the extra branches are all at. Alright, so we're going to come up here a little bit and just take a look down in there. And it kind of gives you a rough view of what you're going to be seeing, but I think it worked out very well. Alright, so we're all done. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That greatly helps me out. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, that would help me out. And if you share one of my videos, that helps me out. But at the very least, if you can just hit that little thumbs up button, that really helps me out on all my videos. If you do enjoy my videos a lot and you want to be notified every time I release a new video, then hit the bell notification and you will be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you.